I've nicked Rob's torch. So just wait for a few to join. I'll turn that off a second. Apologies for being a little bit late. It was one of those trying to find a parking space. Hi James, thanks for joining. I'll let you say hello to the team in a minute. So we've come out of the way a bit. Hi Gav. Now I'll show you around a little bit. I don't want to let me turn my camera around. So right, this is what we've got tonight. There's one there, and I don't know whether you'll see. Let me just walk down here a bit. Now, as you can see, I mean, there's I don't know whether you can see. There's a fence, a perimeter fence there. So we're not going in there. Staying well away from it, so we don't get in trouble. So over there you go. Now there's loads about those buildings. There's about 6 in total. Hi Diane, hi Darren, hi Teresa. Thanks everyone for joining. Right, so I'm going to walk back to Rob and Sarah, and I'll let Rob tell you about it. I don't know how long we're going to be out here, because before any security or anything.
Well, we've got one torch between us all now.
There we go. You can have that torch. I've got mine. So let me blind these pair. So see, we've got Sarah.
Hello.
And we got Rob.
Good evening.
So Rob, look into the camera and tell the guys all the story.
That's it. In my eyes.
That's it. Look towards the light.
Yeah. Basically, we've come down here.
Hi Peter.
There's been no.
You're going to like this one, Peter.
Paranormal activity here whatsoever. There's not that much history to it. It doesn't even date back as far as World War II. It was built in 1957. It's a series of, well, it's a block, about 6 blocks of buildings, really. Just 6 buildings all mapped together. So yeah, it was built in 1957, and it served as a vehicle depot. It was also involved with supply and maintenance of weapons during its operational period, and it shut in the 1980s. Again, like I said before, we're not expecting anything because it's not.
Yeah, but hang on, you don't know what was on the land before.
Well, very true, very true. But I was sort of referring to the building. That's about it, really. I haven't really done a lot of.
It's basically an old army camp, wasn't it? Yeah. Army training camp. I mean, a lot of urban explorers do go in, but out of respect for whoever owns it, we're not. So yeah, as usual. Hi Helen. If you see anything, sense anything, just shout up. I'll keep up with your comments as much as possible, and let's just see if we do get anything. It's never guaranteed, as you know, but there's always a history to land.
Thing is, I will say it's just over there, maybe about 400 metres away. There was a World War II
down there somewhere.
army camp, which is no longer there. Also, maybe
don't leave the dog
1.5 miles away, there was also an RAF base that was used during World War II, but that's about it.
And the top of that building there.
Top of the building that you can see in the distance, yeah.
Yeah. To the left-hand side of that bit on the top is where I thought I saw somebody when we was walking down.
Ooh.
And I said, oh, I thought somebody was up there then. So
we never know. There may be some Some lovely little spirits.
Well, this has just told us to run now.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, run now.
Are you running shoes on, Rob?
Not tonight, no.
He's lying, he has.
I haven't.
Right, let's see what we can find out. I hope everybody can hear everything. Now, Peter, that is extremely interesting. He says, be careful. He's seeing a deep drain with no cover on it. Now,
Hang on a minute.
if you walk, come out my light a minute. Right, straight ahead, let it focus. Straight ahead, and if you go up there, probably 300 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards, there is a deep drain with no cover on it. So well done, Peter.
Yeah, you're spot on there. But we don't know what it actually is.
Where's oh yes, I've got to mention Rich tonight. You know our lovely Rich who's just joined us. Well, unfortunately he's got a bad back, and as desperate as he wanted to come out tonight, we've told him no. So he's got to look after himself. So unfortunately, ladies, Rich's fan club, you won't get to see him tonight, unfortunately. But he will be back with us shortly. As you can see, he's in the comments. So please feel free to wish him well and send him lots of healing thoughts. So Teresa, she says, she's picking up on a man who worked as a blacksmith. His name is Peter, or his surname is Peterson. Okay, that's very interesting. Yep, we've just had.
If you can see that.
I don't know whether you can see that. Is it focusing? There you go. It's just come up horse and branch. Now, was there something to do with the horses not here? You're welcome, Rich. Over to you then, Rob. Let's give it a call out and see what we can find.
Good evening, spirits. We'll ask you to step forward and come and speak with us. If you can hear our voices, we don't mean any harm or disrespect. So please step forward and come and interact with us. Maybe you have a story or something you'd like to say, or a message or anything like that. You're more than welcome to interact.
And we have the utmost respect for the fact that you have worked to serve your country, even though it was post-war.
Yeah,
you were
1957 to
yeah,
the 80s.
You're still, you know, if you're associated with the camp at that time, then we appreciate everything that your commitment, I should say, to your country. Hi, Sue. Everybody's saying hi to you guys too. So come on, spirits. It's a good job actually, Rich. You're not here because we can't do the rods anyway because it's a bit windy.
Having said that, I've seen the rods go against the wind, so we might
try it. Yeah.
What's the bag?
What's the light?
So I'm calling forward any spirits that are associated with this land. You may be associated with the camp. You may just be associated with the land. We welcome you to come forward and talk to us, to interact with us. We'd love to hear your story, who you are. Please feel free. We have some little devices and you shouldn't be opposed to using those because you should be used to electronics in your field of work. Bear with me, let me come back. Teresa, Peter or Mr. Peterson is showing me him putting shoes on a horse. That's interesting, yeah. You see, they would. Hi, Danny. They would have horses, wouldn't they?
No, I wouldn't know.
No, well, not to do with this, no, but previously maybe.
It is a very agricultural area.
Is it,
I
yeah.
don't know what was here before this.
Teresa says also some big black metal gates. Now that's interesting because there are big metal gates, however they're not black. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, we get some interesting words coming through on it.
Very sarcastic, whoever's coming through.
Peter says Cold War era. There may have been some radar installations there.
Possibly.
Quite possibly.
It was
Yeah,
mainly soft armour. I think the TA have been here, but it was mainly used for soft armour maintenance and supply. Sort of light vehicles, maybe Land Rovers.
Sue says sadness felt. That could be pre-camp days.
Think about it from there, at the top.
Okay then, stay there. Right, I'm going to go for a little walk down here. Just hope my light doesn't draw attention to too much. Let me just take you for a little walk. And Sarah says she thought she saw somebody on the top of this building, but I think I can see there is something sticking up at the top. Let's come a bit closer. As you can see, we're staying outside the perimeter fence. That building there is something sticking up at the top. I can't make out what it is because it's dark. Quite possibly, Sue, yes. But it's a fabulous place, really. Apparently, it's I believe it's going to be turned into flats or something. I think it's been sold, which is a shame. I just hope they don't bulldoze it. Anyway. See, there we go. It says private keep out, so we are respecting that. Peter or Mr. Peterson showed me in welding the big black metal gates. He's making something out of them. That's interesting. Crafting. Quite possibly. It was what was it, Rob? Was it the train? That banging's on the industrial estate behind. Was it Air Corps or something, Rob? Rob? Was it the Air Corps or something that were here? Oops! I've just kicked a K2. Sorry.
He is now.
Sue says lost souls walking in the building as well as the grounds.
Well, I keep redrawing up to on there.
There is something sticking out of the top of it, but I can't make out what it is.
There's a bush on the right hand
Yeah.
side. That's not where I could see it. It was the left.
The other end, okay.
But you know, I keep redrawing up there.
Yeah.
Like 4.
Oh, 4. I wonder if somebody did fall off it then. Oh, that's interesting.
But yeah, that thing that's sticking up is on the right hand side. It was the left hand side that I saw. It was as if
Oops,
someone
my light's turning my light the wrong way.
Where did you go?
So Sarah is to the left hand side. That's interesting, right, okay. So Ian, hold that thought, because Ian is picked up. He says when you walk towards the building, he was picking up a jumper off the roof. Now we've had on Spirit Talker fall as I walked towards it,
I thought I saw somebody.
and Sarah keeps being drawn up to the top of the building. Do you think we ought to move down a bit? Should we go?
While you were walking down there, we both heard somebody say hello.
Really?
Really? That's why I just walked up there.
That's why we was heading that way when I kicked that. And
Do you think that's somebody, a real person or a...
Real person.
Peter, somebody mentioned Peter.
Yeah.
It was plain as day. That's why I'm saying real person.
That's why we both when we were walking
Yeah.
that way, but there's nobody there.
Your last comment, yeah, sorry,
Did somebody come up with a name, Peter?
yeah, Teresa came up with Peter.
Or just had Peter?
We're gonna walk down here a little bit. It is a sizable camp actually. They say there's
We just had horses again. Oh, horses.
your last comment, Teresa. You say the one Mr. Peterson showed welding the black gates, or have I missed one? I do apologise. Just going to walk down a bit. So that's the building that Sarah keeps being drawn to, and the one Ian you said about a jumper. So I wonder if somebody did.
Yeah, there's a bush growing out the top there. Look,
Yeah, there is a bush sticking out. There's a bit of a tree.
it was the other side of it. Why's that one window open as well? The actual window part has been open.
Yeah, that's been open a good while. A window. It's a fabulous place. Ian says first name's James, surname's something beginning with A. Just turning the light down a second. Don't know whether we've got somebody joining us.
Don't move.
Have we got somebody behind us?
I don't know.
Well, we're not doing anything wrong. We're outside the barriers.
What, have you heard?
Meant
something?
S, not an A, Ian Ball. Julie says she heard a whisper hello then.
We've heard
That's
some,
interesting because
we've-
Rob and Sarah have heard hello. And Ian says the surname begins with an S, not an A. Spirit, why don't you want us to move? Is this something you want to show us? Is there something you want to tell us? Yeah, Tracy says she did say that Peter or Mr. Peterson was an ironmonger and he was putting shoes on a horse, so he said black metal gates, and that Peter or Mr. Peterson was welding the gates to make something else. Yes, yeah, I did read that.
We've walked down here.
Sue says the person that died is here. Now I wonder if that's the jumper off the roof.
Well, as we've walked down here and it said don't move, the word before that was woods.
And we're standing in the woods. Interesting, yeah. So woods, and we're standing right by some trees. It isn't going to be a very long live tonight, I'm afraid. I'm just keeping my light down so we respect the buildings that are around us. You see there's gates there, but they're not there to do with water, I think. Oh, okay. Rob, Ian says he's ashamed he jumped, and he's picking up on religious belief.
All right. The thing is, it would have the size of it. There would have been a lot of people here.
Well, yeah, it was massive camp,
Where's
isn't it?
that then?
Yeah, I heard something.
I heard something.
I'm guilty.
Somebody said something. I couldn't make out what it was.
Spirits, are you with us now? If you'd like to speak with us.
Sue says he died. He wants to know. He wants us to know that he's sorry. I think what we'll do, let's walk round. If we get met by anybody, I'll just going to walk round with it. What?
You hear something? the problem is the wind's blowing that much. You can't.
What was that?
I don't know.
Peter says there have been a few deaths. He believes at the camp there's been a nasty gas explosion. It took a few lives. Now, interesting, Peter, there's a big explosion not far from here. Ian says he's feeling as though he was bullied, both here and at home. And Teresa says Peter, stroke Mr. Peterson, is showing me he ran his blacksmith busy from an old outbuilding. Bear with me, my comments are having a tantrum. An outbuilding that was made from wood. And Sue says Chappie would like some assistance to cross over.
Really?
Okay, well if he comes forward, we'll no, we'll standing still here.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that places like this are sort of hives for havens for druggies and things, aren't they? Which is such a shame. I mean, it's a beautiful place. I mean, it says up there, keep out CCTV, which we are fully respecting.
So it's just the footsteps down there on the track. Do you think we should move back down there that way?
It's as if it was, there's no leaves.
Possibly.
What?
Yeah.
What we could do is if we find a shelter spot, we'll try the rods.
So, Teresa says he's standing to the left of the camera and he's wearing a heavy leather apron. Now it's interesting because there is a building there, but I mean it's not. That's a little brick building. Could have been things
Just had
before. Ian says he's more concerned about the living than the dead. Yeah, me too. Sue says he feels lost. The chap feels lost. He's looking for answers. Okay.
We've just had frustration. Really.
Okay, the wind's dropped a bit, so
It's worth giving him a try.
Which way was the wind blowing? 'Cause if I stand here, I should sort of block it.
give him a go.
Okay, I'm asking any spirit that's with us now to come forward and use these rods. Use my energy to manipulate them in any way you wish. I'd like to ask you some questions. And the answers would be that yes or no.
Ask if we have a Mr. Peterson with us.
First of all, I want to ask, would you mind crossing the rods if your name or there is a Mr. Peterson with us now?
Hi,
If there
Chris.
is, cross
Thanks
the
for
rods.
joining.
We've got a Mr. Peterson. If you're here, or you know that Mr. Peterson, Mr. Peterson is here, please cross the rods. Use my energy.
Use all of our energy.
We don't mean any harm or disrespect. Wow, that's tingling now.
Okay, so do we have a Mr. Peterson with us? Or does your name have Peter within it? There we go. Yeah. Okay, so Spirit, can you bring the rods back out to the beginning, please? Bring them out so they're straight out in front of me. I know it uses a lot of energy and I apologise for that. But please use our energy. So bring them out. That's it.
the
That's
wind.
great.
That is definitely the wind.
Was that the wind that blew
Where's the
those
wind
in?
blowing?
It blew that way. It's definitely the wind. The left one was the wind. I'm not quite sure about the right one.
Okay. So just to clarify, is your name Peter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cross the rods if your name is Peter. Can you cross the rods if your name is Peter? Or have name Peter or Peterson?
Memories here.
I just want to clarify. How's it again? Oh. Thank you. Thank you ever so much, Spirit. So we've either got a Peter or a Peterson with us. So can you bring the rods back out to the front for me? Bring them back out.
On.
Come on, Spirit. I know it's hard because the wind's blowing, but if you can bring the rods back out.
The right one it feels as though I'm holding a battery. The left one I don't feel a thing.
Come on, Spirit, you've got to bring them so they're straight out in front of me.
Adam? Was your name Adam?
Bring the rods so they're straight out. That might have been the wind.
You hear that two bangs, like two thuds there?
Mm.
You didn't move your feet, did you?
No. Okay, Teresa says she's being shown a cut, saw or bump to the head of the lady in the blue coat.
Me?
Mm. I've got a headache, but
I've got a sore shoulder.
she's got a sore shoulder, but
It's not
not to the head.
as if it's my shoulder.
If you're with
it's
us,
a different
if you can hear my
pain
voice,
to my shoulder. It's more like
As if it's superimposed onto you.
it's more like a stinging. Well, when my shoulder plays up, it's more like a dull ache, isn't it?
Ian says
Footsteps down there.
yeah.
James was forced to jump. Okay.
Right, we've had
So-
the name Adam and Jeffrey.
Okay, I'm going to ask, do we have a spirit named James with us?
That was over there. There was nothing.
Funnily enough, you know you've just said about my head.
Mm.
It hurts here now.
See, I've got a headache, but I've
It's
had
not
a headache all
it's
day.
across my cheek.
Yeah. Not further up, but on your
But
cheekbone.
Sort of there, as if someone's gone like stuck me around.
Okay. So Teresa says the lady in the blue coat will get an injury to her head, 100%. She's got a pain on sort of like a cheekbone.
Across the face.
As if someone slapped her up the face, but
Apex.
So if there's a patch, are we talking before
okay,
this
we've crossed the
building?
rod. So I
Or
asked
before
what?
the-
I asked if there was a Adam, didn't I?
If you're with us now, if you can hear my voice, would you take both rods and point them in the direction of where you're standing, please? I need both rods, not just one. Both facing the same way.
Can you hear them behind me again?
Move the rods in the direction you're standing.
Ian says, get your protection up, Sarah. I won't read out yours, Teresa, because I'm going to see if it happens, okay?
Investigator.
Spirit, can you
What's
bring
one of
the
them?
rods that are back out to the front for me, please? Bring them back out to the starting point.
Now it's across the back of my head.
Do you know? I feel as though there's more than one spirit, and they're basically fighting.
So I say, I think you've
For
got
control.
two. You've got two spirits. You've got Peter or Peterson, whatever you know, and this other one.
They are both of them now.
We are,
You
Danny.
saw
Yeah,
it.
thanks.
Are you
Okay,
standing
Mr.
beside
Peter.
one of
Yeah,
us?
Mr. Teresa says Mr. Peterson or Peter is stood right behind the person holding the rods. That's Rob. Can you feel anything, Rob?
Yeah, both handles now are really tingling.
Sitting.
Okay.
The right one's more than the left one.
I said about what's that?
Wind.
Oh, it was only leaves, that was.
Yeah, I said about his shoulder feeling like it was
Yeah.
stinging. It's moved to this one now.
To your left hand side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not.
I need
was
to
on the top on
ask
this
a
side,
general
but it's-
question. Is there more than one spirit with us now? If so, open the rods wide.
Hold that thought.
If there's more than one spirit with us now, open the rods wide. If there's only one spirit, let's have the
Okay.
rods facing forward.
Thanks, Teresa. I'll hold on to that one.
If there's more than one spirit, open them wide. If there's only one spirit, point the rods both forward in the same direction. I keep hearing footsteps down there. It could be leaves. Could be leaves.
It sounds too heavy for leaves.
It
though.
does, but I'm going to say it could be leaves.
You feeling anything else, Rob?
Not
Do you know what
really.
it sounds? What it sounds like? It's like boots, like
Marching is
my boots.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, thanks, Teresa. I'm not reading out because obviously I don't want to influence anything, so I'm just holding on to your comments. Is it fuzzy, Rich? It's clear this end.
That's the wind. Definitely the wind. It's starting to rain.
I apologise if it's fuzzy.
Right. If there is only one spirit with us now, cross the rods again. If there's more than one spirit, that's the wind. If there's more than one spirit with us, open them wide.
Has it steadied now, Rich?
Use my energy to to manipulate the rods in any way you wish.
Okay, thanks, Teresa.
oh, it's gone now.
It's gone.
Mm.
Odd, isn't it?
Cross.
Okay, so we've got one. Anybody feeling anything? Team-wise? Okay.
Yeah, that. It's strange. Went from that one to the other one, but in a different place.
If there's only one
Now it's
spirit
just
with
one
us,
completely.
just take the rods in the direction of where you're standing or sitting or...
Is that better if I
That's
come
slow.
backwards a bit?
Children here.
Hi Tim, thanks for joining.
Sleet.
Yeah. Rich has just screenshot because you're apparently all fuzzy. Now here, we're yeah, it's absolutely
Yeah, I know.
absolutely
Yeah.
clear. Spirit, Mr. Oh, I'm calling for Peter or Mr. Peterson. If that's you that's controlling the rods, can you bring them out to the front for me, please, to start, to your start point. Thank you. Oops,
That's
that
the
was the wind blowing them.
I think we might have to abandon this one.
Okay, I'm just going to ask one thing. Yeah. Just turn that way, so you're back. Sue says the clothes on you look fuzzy.
Who, Rob?
Yeah.
That might be the pattern.
It might be the pattern on his jacket. It has got sort of a slight
Have we
camo
got a small torch?
look.
Yeah, but it's not.
I was going to say, shall I
Now-
try some scrying?
I just want to ask one thing with the rods.
Go on.
I just wanted you to turn that way, so it's trying. Oh, right, Rich says it's gone clear now. That's all. So, Mr. Peterson or Peter, whatever, I apologise, whether we know whether you're Peter or Mr. Peterson. Can I ask, did you die from drowning? Can you cross the rods if you died from drowning?
Filming.
That's correct, we are filming.
cross the rods if you died from drowning. Wow. So the one's going against the wind and they're absolutely dead still, aren't they?
Mm.
There you are, Teresa. Well done. I think... Okay, can you open the rods back out again for me? I know it's difficult because we're like fighting against the wind a little bit. Can you bring them back out to the front for me? Bring them back out so they're straight. It's a bit difficult.
Assault.
I think we're battling with that one a little bit, aren't we? Okay. The wind's a little bit too strong.
My battery,
We've got one or two answers, which is good.
it'll work on that one. But we can't use, it's not got enough battery in it to use the first.
Have you got?
But I've got the red one.
Red one will do.
Right.
Okay, we're going to try some scrying.
Move your glasses because it reflects on it.
Let me turn mine off.
Very nice.
There we go.
Hurdles.
That was, what's it, at the industrial estate.
Is that okay?
You that we heard talking.
Teresa says Peter had his leather apron on when he drowned. It was too heavy for him to swim. Wonder if he fell down the well, down the drain.
It's possible.
That's quite possible. The torch has gone off.
The battery's dead.
Oh, dear. Hang on. Yeah, it's flashing.
A power cut, Diane. Bear with me.
Hang on.
We're just having a little issue with torches dying.
You look almost fully charged. That's pain again. What's your jaw now?
Is that any better? Is that will that work?
Yes and no. Tilt it forward a little bit. That's no. You're only getting.
No.
That's it. He shut his eyes. So let's see if we pick up anybody.
Is that all right?
It'll do. So any spirit.
I just feel I've been touched on the head.
Oh, you've been touched on the head. Teresa says Peter stroke Mr. Peterson is showing me he had an 18-month-old daughter named Jessica. Oh. Hope she wasn't with him. Spirit, if you're with us, can you... Rob's giving you permission to superimpose your facial features onto his. Can you show us who you are, what you look like? Can you manipulate Rob's face? That's a relief, Teresa. I'd hate to think of her dying as well.
Bill.
I'm trying to keep my camera as still as possible. It's now starting to rain. Come on, Spirit. Your cheeks are puffing out. And you've got a smirk on your face. Yeah, Diane, he is. He's you've got a proper smile and your smirk on your face.
I was sick. Are you laughing, Rob?
Yeah, I can't help it. It's like
Yeah. Is that what it's making you want to do? Just smile. Okay. No, his face, he doesn't look like Rob, you're right, Diane. And every time I say like that, he'd look at him, he's smirking again. Danny says don't.
Holding his head.
Danny says don't start laughing because you'll start her off. He's swaying.
Amelia.
Now that's interesting because Teresa says Mr. Peterson ran from a burning building but left his daughter Jessica and his wife Mary in the burning building. Now, there has been a fire in one of the buildings. You right, Rob? Okay. Peaky Blinder. You don't look nice, does he, Sue? Rich says can hear an alarm. It's probably the factory behind. You can hear the beep 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 of the lorries or whatever, or the forklift or... It's like he smirks and then he just goes dead serious. Sue's hearing thunder. We haven't.
Slight rumble.
There is a slight rumble, which may be from the factories. Yeah, you're right, Diane. His face is going flatter and fatter. Yeah, his cheeks have widened. You seeing this? Those cheeks have widened. Look at him. And his nose has got fatter as well.
So now to me it looks like he's
Got a proper pig nose now, hasn't he?
right hand side of his head's been squashed.
Yeah. Yeah, right hand side, yeah, looks flatter than the left. Well, he's got a proper pig nose.
Nicholas.
Mr. Peterson jumped into some water because he was on fire, but he drowned due to wearing his leather apron, which would drag him down. I'll look into that one. Sue says he's got the chap's got an evil sense of humour. Is that right, Spirit? Have you got an evil sense of humour? Are you wicked? You're smirking again.
See, now to me it looks like
His mouth's gone longer.
he's drooping. His face is drooping on the one side.
Yeah.
Did you have a stroke?
You still got your throat talk on.
Yeah. I think the right hand side, it's just droop. It's as if it's drooping on the right hand side.
After.
It is, yeah.
But looking at him now, what's coming across on there is not what.
Absolutely. Yeah. That might be me swaying. I apologise. It's me trying to keep my
No,
camera
he's
set.
swaying.
And he is swaying.
Backwards, Rob.
You alright?
Yeah.
Do you need to break away?
I'm alright. I just felt as though something was like.
Diane says definitely looks like he's had a stroke, and Teresa says you're seeing Peter through Rob right now, guys. Peter, did you have a naughty sense of humour, an evil sense of humour? Were you wicked? I think you were. Yeah, I heard those. Yeah, he's going to come out in a minute, Ian. I'm going to get him.
Question.
Rob,
Hmm?
come on, break it. Okay. It's enough.
Shine the torch down that way, Rob, behind you. No. Did you hear it as well?
Yeah, I heard the footsteps.
It sounded
Let me
quite
put my light
close,
back on
didn't it?
again. Okay.
That was really odd because I just wanted to grin, but it was like
You got a right smirk on your
I
face.
just all I wanted to do was grin, and I could have almost sort of laughed, really odd. But it's like then it's like I felt as though
Guest.
my cheeks was like pulled down then.
Teresa says he wasn't evil or wicked. He was a decent.
Is it me or is
Decent
there a light
family
in that
man.
building there?
Was a Sue says he was a
What's that?
practical joker as well.
Somebody
Oh, hi Paul. Thanks for joining. Hope you're well.
Can you see that?
What's that? Where am I looking?
In this building here. Can you see a light smack bang in the middle?
Yeah. Is it a reflection?
I don't
No,
know,
I
there's
think
no
it's still
glasses
inside.
there. But it's smack bang in the middle of the building, not the houses there. Because you can see the houses. It's gone now.
No, I can still see a light.
I can't, it's gone.
Yeah, I can see a lot of light over there, and there's another two over
Yeah,
there.
the two there that are over there are the houses, but this one, it was in the building.
It was, Diane, you're right. It was like me when I had the giggles.
It's gone.
That was at Penryn Old Hall, that was. You're working too hard, Paul.
It's gone.
We're all good, thanks. Is it raining there? Yeah, it is raining. Yeah. Let me just turn that. It's going to be,
Village. I think we'll back down there.
should we walk back down again? Yeah. Right, we're going to walk back round the corner again. There's a lot of lights, but I don't know whether there's some lights up over
Yeah,
there. I think they're just reflections,
that's
aren't
the
they?
houses there, because of the gap.
That a reflection? Oh, right, okay.
That's not where I was seeing it, it was actually in the building.
I'm glad he made me laugh and not cry.
You got your Bob.
Promotions are good, Paul. They are. And congratulations.
No, it wasn't, it was sort of there.
There's a lot to this place. Ooh, that's interesting. Miriam. Teresa's getting Miriam. Is also a name that she's been told, and she was a baker. Well, yeah. There would certainly be bakers on camp. Got to cook for all the boys. Fantastic place, isn't it? Just going to walk back round again. It's very cold tonight. We are wrapped up warm now. What's that say? Ooh. You don't want any hell talk. Alright, let's just walk down here a bit. Is it worth going straight down to where?
Yeah.
Right, we're gonna walk straight on a bit away from the buildings. But what we're doing,
Just angle the torch light down a bit so it doesn't shine up in the air so much.
I can't.
Oh, this house, can you bring it a little bit?
Bear with me. Rob's just gonna.
Don't know if it will.
Right, he's just playing. I'm just gonna point you down a little bit. See,
Which way are we going?
Sit down.
it is windy. Yeah.
Can't see a thing, is it? That one.
There isn't electric fencing, but there is fencing. Yeah. Nami. Did you hear that then?
Tom.
That sounded like somebody was talking there
I thought
behind.
I kept hearing talking up here.
I'm just going to show you. We will, I promise, Sue. And as always, I have my crystals. I think, try not to draw too much attention to ourselves. But up here is where the drain is. Can't remember how far it is. Could fall out with people, Rich. He says it's nice to watch the live in the warm with his feet up.
Rub it in.
Got to have some concession for having a bad back, I suppose.
Live on his own tomorrow, or we sit
He
in the room and watch him.
He can't, can he? Because he's got a poorly back. So he can't do anything, bless him. Right, bear with me. So it's all, I know it was up here. I'm just walking. I always do, Sue. You've got me trained well. It was a long way. How far was it up here?
Just up here on the left.
Okay, bear with me. Now, when we came here in the daylight, can't remember. I don't think I posted the pictures, did I? Now we've been here, I can post the pictures. So you'll be able to see what it was like in the life. And we had a bit of a walk, and we found a well, a drain of some sort. Bear with me. See, there's all headland over there. Hang on. Teresa says stand still and quiet and listen for the horses.
There's something about that side I don't like.
Unfortunately, Sue, no. We're not allowed in the buildings. It's all closed off.
It's just more camp.
Something down there. What, do you stand much towards there? Do you feel it? Is it like a dodgy feeling?
I wouldn't want to fall out with you, Rich, now.
Something not right about that side.
I'd love to be able to go in the buildings, but unfortunately, they're very much closed off,
Yeah. Something
which is
Something's happened that side. I don't
it's
know
a shame. But as I say, we fully respect.
Well, if we go a bit further,
Big.
I'll show you if we get to it.
Well, can you walk? There's something about that side. Something's happened there. Don't know what.
Well, this is the side where the well is, the drain. Right.
Is it actually there?
Yeah. I'm going to clamber in the bushes. Things we do for Circle of Friends lives. What? Oh, sorry. Don't walk that close behind me. Right, Peter. This is just for you. And for Teresa. Out. And everyone else who said about drowning. There. There we go. There's a big... There we go. That, and there's all pipes go all along there. So whether that's the only
No, I don't know.
that's the only drain, open drain that we've come up. I'm just trying to stab myself with a branch here. That's the only open drain that we've come across while exploring. Unless there's anything in the... Sorry.
No, I've just said, Amy. It was as if someone was sat on my chest. There. It's gone.
No, I've got tightness in my chest at the minute.
But it was as if somebody was sat on my chest. Before I come out. It's gone. Okay. Line.
And to look into the light.
Yeah, but I can't see a thing then.
Impressive.
Impressive.
Just going to walk a bit further. I don't know, Ian. Without looking, you know, looking back on the history and stuff, I don't know. No, well done, Peter. Yeah, we've actually found that when we came in the light. Now we assume that there used to be another building here that's been knocked down. It's just a flattened site. Yeah, that anyway, Peter. That's why we knew where to come for the drain. But yeah, there's been a building knocked down here. That's interesting. Yeah, Teresa said the chest pain could actually be Mr. Peterson when he was struggling to breathe, when he was drowning.
As you know, as I said that, you see what the word was that comes through that?
Yeah.
Got glasses on.
Now, Ian says he's picking up a distressed female, probably 70s onwards, is how she looks. But he's feeling that that's more recent, possibly. Sue says, was there a burial site around the area many years ago?
Don't know.
We don't know, honestly, Sue. I can quite possibly.
I had a feeling I was getting down there that there was something dodgy on this side. I'm not getting it up here.
I'll tell you what I'm feeling. Back pain. But that could be me anyway. But yeah, a lower back pain back there.
Okay. Sue says she feels spirits walking around. Okay, and Teresa says she feels we should focus on Mr. Peterson, or Mr. Peterson. And Ian says, yeah, modern spirit dresses 60s, 70s, yeah. And they can walk back down here again now because it's a bit windy up this area. It's a bit more exposed. And Tracy says he's definitely Mr. Peterson, or Peter. He's definitely around you, Rob.
Mr. Peterson, I'd like to thank you for your interaction. Really do appreciate what you've done and what you've shown us.
Peter says he's picking up at a chapel in the vicinity.
Yes, there is.
There is, yeah, you're quite right there, Peter. Yeah, there is a chapel. Or church, is it a church? Church, isn't it?
It's a church.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not a big one.
Yeah, there's a small church. Whether that's classed as a chapel. But yeah, there is one not far from this location. What was that squeaking then?
Trees, I think.
Is it just the trees?
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
it's anything.
That's alright.
I can see that light at the top again.
You know, I think that internally the building, I think there's, if you look through a window, you can see all the way through the actual building. I think that's what it is.
So it says there's much sadness on the ground.
You know, on the
And Sue's getting,
level, but then you've got the big actual hooks at the top.
Diane's getting Patterson. Could that be Peterson?
So I can see it in the top part, not the one that I can see on the lower bit.
Rich says he feels that the place has got a lot of good energy. I think people have enjoyed, you know, their training and their time. They would have enjoyed the training and time here, wouldn't they, I suppose? But I do think there's a lot more to it. You getting anything, Rob?
Not particularly, no. Not at the moment.
Okay. Right. Teresa says, Rob, please be aware Mr. Peterson will follow you home as he has a very strong trust with you. Okay, we will do our...
Mr. Peterson, as I said before, we really thank you for your interaction with us. However, when we leave, you need to stay here, as this is where you belong. If you need to pass over, all you have to do is walk towards the light. If you feel you will be judged, don't, because you won't be. If you need to go, just walk towards the light. You will not be harmed in any way. You will not be judged. You will be safe.
Okay. There's a lot of banging from the units.
Have you noticed it sounds closer now than it was down there?
Yeah. Where the wind's got it,
Which
isn't it?
way are we going left?
Are we going back up?
It's up to you. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I've remembered that, Tracy. Yeah, I haven't said anything because I'm waiting to hear if I'm waiting for him to say something. So I keep asking if there's anything, if he's picking up anything.
You know what I'm thinking? We're getting it on the way up, as well.
Party.
As if I've got a dead leg. Just from here down.
Now, I haven't said anything because I thought it might have been me. But since I've been, I did the scrying down there. I've had like an
down here.
ache there. Same
Now, I'm going to tell you something now because Teresa picked up on the fact that you will get your legs would go freezing cold.
I've got an ache and it's still there. And it's like a muscular pain
It's as if
up
mine.
there.
It's as if like, you know,
Okay,
when you
Teresa,
have
yeah.
a nerve in your leg.
Yeah.
And it starts going dead.
Yeah, like
It's-
transmitted pain.
Yeah, it was just like that, just on this corner bit.
Okay.
Light.
Light.
Yep, I've got my light on. It's a massive expanse. As I say, I'll post some pictures. We just came for a walk, and I'll post some pictures that we took to show you. I mean, there's many urban explorers that have gone the other side of the fence, but we're not going to. So
Anniversary.
now, is it the anniversary of anything?
Not so far, I don't know.
Just going to walk up here so you can
Do you want
see.
to kill the light? See if we can.
Right, what?
Move down a bit because there's a big tree there.
Oh yeah, big tree. Just want to show you. You can't see it very well. That's the trouble.
Come here, Joe. There's a gap. Look
Yeah, I'm coming.
there.
So,
Do you want to knock the light off? See if we can.
what are we doing?
Just knock the light off and then call out.
He wants to knock the light off, so I'm just going to plunge you into darkness for a second. So, bear with us. We will be back.
Susan.
Susan.
Okay. I'm calling out to any spirits that reside in the building standing in front of. Point at the building, Joe.
I am pointing at the building.
We're in darkness.
We're in darkness. look.
Okay. I'm calling out to any spirits that reside in the building that's standing in front of us at the moment. If you can hear my voice, as I said before, we don't mean any harm or disrespect. But if you can see us, Can you flash a light or make one of those rooms light up so that we can see that you're with us, we can see that you can hear us now? Just light one of the rooms up if you can. Or show a flash or something from one of the windows so that you can hear us. Even better if you can appear at one of the windows. Give us a wave.
You did correct, Teresa. Teresa did say earlier in the live that you get a sharp pain in your left ankle or foot. I didn't say anything. This is what I'm not. I'm not saying anything because I'm waiting to see what you pick up on.
Yeah, it's like a muscular pain. It's not quite as low as my ankle. It's like on the calf muscle.
Diane says she's taking some screenshots. That's brilliant. Thanks ever so much. Sue, thank you. What?
I just looked round behind you and there was just like a black shadow there, but it was instant. Might have even been in the corner of my eye.
Right, I'm going to put the light back on again. There's a black shadow behind me.
See again.
Where? There?
Yeah, it was behind you. It was on. It could have been out the corner of my eye. I'm not saying it was anything or nothing, but I looked and there was like a black mass, and it was instant. It was like that, just gone.
Freaky. Peter says, have we come across any poppies or small wooden crosses at all? Maybe on a fence wire? No.
No, I haven't seen any of those.
Absolutely, Teresa, yeah. We try, yeah. Well, I'm not going to say we try, we are as straight as a dial slot. No point in faking things anyway, because it's only fools everyone. Well, fools yourselves, isn't it? I'm just going to shine up there a second. Just going to turn the light down a bit so I don't draw attention.
Can you come to one of them windows and give us a wave? That was an owl, I think.
Peter, Mr. Peterson, are you able to come to one of those windows?
Can you hear the wind sort of howling through the building?
Yeah.
That was me.
I was going to say, was that you then?
Yeah, that was me.
Can you do some warning next time?
Sorry.
Before you do it?
Can you show us that you're with us? Can you make a sound? Can you make a bang in one of the buildings? Well, preferably in this building because we won't hear you in the others. It is very windy. It is picking up.
Well, this is just a canopy.
I've got my little muffler on.
I don't know what it's saying thank you for.
I don't know, unless he's realised that he can cross over.
Has a leaf just gone across the screen?
I think so, yeah. Peter? Mr. Peterson?
There's no grasses.
Are you still with us?
It's right there.
You got a K2, Rob?
Shush.
Let's pop a K2 over there. I don't know why, but
Twice now.
just on that cross. On the crossing, what's it? Thanks, Sue. Teresa says Miriam is in this building and she's baking bread. So I don't know what building was what, but okay. Peter, Mr. Peterson, can you light up those lights on that little device? Are you able to do that? If Rob comes and stands by you, I can't go too close obviously because I don't want to manipulate it, so I'm going to stay, but Rob's got nothing
My phone's off. So.
His phone's off.
Mine's
got-
in my pocket on me up here.
There's only me. And if I walk... Is it switched on?
I hope it's out. I hope that was out of something.
I would love to know if it is.
think so.
Maybe you killed my torch.
No.
The bag's not open, is it?
Ian said he can smell burning now. Interestingly,
I can
Oh.
smell burning.
yeah, I can smell smoke as well. And soon. Oh, thank you. Sorry about that. We can smell smoke.
Burning.
And interesting, there is some black on one of those walls. So whether there was a fire at some point.
I would have thought somebody in its sort of derelicts, the time of it being derelict, was
Has had a fire. I apologise, I don't know. Yeah, it does keep freezing, and I don't know why, because I've already been down here once. Now that's interesting, Diane, because Sarah's had sharp pains in her shoulders as well.
My name.
No.
I hope my voice doesn't change bad. Sulphur smell, no, it is.
It's like fireworks.
But saying that, yeah, it's like a fireworks smell, so I suppose that has got a sort of...
There'd be weapons stored here.
See, this could be, if Teresa said this could be the fire that she picked up on earlier, which, yeah, she did. And there has been a fire. And there were weapons and things here, so, yeah, it's all could all be quite relative. Your what's
There'd be a fair
hurting?
smell of gunpowder.
Your head's hurting. Where?
Fighting.
Fighting?
Around the side of my head.
Okay. Teresa says the fire is the one that Mr. Peterson, or Peter, whatever he is, ran from, leaving his wife Mary and daughter Jessica to die.
All right.
And Gavin says it's more. He smells more pipe smoke. Now, when I first smelt it, it smelt like cigarette smoke. And Paul's getting sulphur smell, which
Sulphur
would be,
figures with me.
huh?
Sulphur figures with me.
Yeah.
Because of the weapons that were stored here.
Yeah.
They would all have been fired at some point.
To be honest, I think all those types of fire smell would be relative, wouldn't they?
I reckon so. Like I said, you've got there's evidence of somebody that looking at that.
Paul said it's sulphur's known to be associated with spirits. Quite right.
What? We keep having Mom and Mummy a lot.
Well, Jessica
We
and
had
her mom
Mummy
were
twice
burned
in a row.
in the fire. So maybe. Yeah, quite right, Rich, actually, yeah. I have got some sage, actually, so yeah, okay.
I gave you some.
I bought some as well, yeah, from, what's it? Where's my comments gone? Rich says he says it's like the smell of matches lighting an old pipe. Yeah. I don't know why, but I wanted to put that K2 there, but it's not done a thing.
I suppose. I mean, some of the. If you think about it, when it was first opened in the sort of late 50s, I suppose some of it's possible that some of the senior staff would have been at that point older, and possibly because for me the World War II connection with pipe smoking is rather significant. I think it died out as time went on. You don't really see anybody these days that's smoking a pipe.
Well, Gav said he says it's like that type of smell after you blow out the match, you know.
Yes.
That sort of smell. Teresa says, could be the smells from the bombing in the war. Well, this is
Again-
post-war, but yeah,
Again,
yeah.
there's over there maybe 1.5 miles as the crow flies. You've got an RAF base that was actually active during World War II, and over there about 200-300, possibly 400 yards, you've got what was there's no evidence of it now, but that's where there was a camp that
Okay,
was
so we'll do.
operational back in World War II.
Right, okay, so that is all relative, yeah?
People are coming.
Okay. I wonder how many. Are they human or are they spirit? Then we'll give it a few more minutes, but I think it's one that we'll come back to. And come and see if we can find more. It is quite windy. That's interesting, thank you.
That's twice we've had, thank you.
Are you oh, do you know, I've just had tingles.
I feel as though I want to do that again.
Are you thanking us because we've actually come to interact with you? Or thanking us that we'll come back and see you?
Okay.
That pain in my head's gone, but now it's like across the bottom of my back now.
That's where I had a pain, over there, lower back.
Yeah.
But then again, it's all connected. Lower back pain, which could be transmitted pain.
So I can't stand still.
Maybe Mr. Peterson had a problem as well.
Maybe he hit his back as he fell, when he drowned.
Yeah.
It's like across there.
There's quite a lot of different aspects to it.
I can't stand still.
Come on, any spirits, especially Peter or Mr. Peterson. We'll give you a couple more minutes. We will come back again, as I say, before they develop this beautiful site. The rain's starting to come down quite heavy now, so I'm getting wet. Let's have one last sweep.
Brother.
Could be quite right, yeah, Teresa. Picking up on the, him being a blacksmith for the horses and welding the gates to make something else. She says she feels that it was in the war, so maybe that was more to do with not so much this site, but
Connected site. Well,
connected site.
before or pre
Absolutely, so well do.
World War II.
Diane's getting pains in her right shoulder. Okay, so we'll just walk up. Just what's that, anomaly?
Not that.
It's a shame I can't. Well, as I say, I'll post the pictures because I can't show you the true size and greatness of this site in the dark. Which is a shame. Right, okay. Mr. Peterson and his family are from the wartime. Okay, yeah. So, probably related to the land rather than the camp itself. Is to my right. So, if I just shine back, I'm going to put me. This is probably where I'm going to get. Show me, I can't see. There's one building. There's one building there. Another one there. telling us to leave. Yeah, we are leaving. Yeah, you might see it. As you can see, we're very good. There's one building, and there's another. As I say, there's about 6, and you'll see from the pictures. So I know it's only a short live tonight, but we are live again tomorrow night, and we have 2, possibly 3 of the other team members with us. So we'll close off now, and about 9 o'clock tomorrow, did you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably we'll be live about 9 o'clock tomorrow night. We have been to this location before, but we're not with 2 of the team, so it will be interesting to see what they pick up on. So I'm going to say good night, Rob.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Night.
And good night from me. So sorry it's a little bit of a short one, but we'll see you again tomorrow night. So tune in 9 o'clock, and we look forward to all your interaction.